Around 3,000 North Korean soldiers are already in Russia, with the first troops expected to arrive in the Kursk region today. Russia is hosting the BRICS summit, advising guests to bring cash. Who has decided to attend this event? The Ukrainian Unmanned Systems Forces released unique footage of their work striking military targets deep inside of Russia. Hi, I'm Daniel Kosoy, and this is United 24 Media. The first North Korean troops are expected to arrive in Russia's Kursk region today, stated the head of Ukraine's Military Intelligence Directorate, Kirill Budanov. In an interview with the War Zone on October 22nd, he underlined that the exact number of troops and the level of equipment they will bring remains unclear. More information will be known in a few days, added Budanov. Meanwhile, President Zelensky, in his evening address, stated that Kyiv had received intelligence indicating that North Korea is preparing 2 military units, possibly brigades, to support Russia's war efforts in Ukraine.
Several reports were made by Commander-in-Chief Syrsky regarding our frontline situation and prospects for the near future. In particular, we have information that 2 units of military personnel from North Korea are being trained, potentially even 2 brigades of 6,000 people each. And this is a challenge, but we know how to respond to this challenge. And it is important that our partners do not shy away from this challenge as well. All partners.
The Yonhap news agency, citing the South Korean intelligence service, reported today that about 3,000 North Korean soldiers have moved to Russia, with 10,000 troops to be dispatched by December.
We have realized that the Russian military has been recruiting a lot of Korean speakers, and we have confirmed the fact that the Russian military has been educating the North Korean military about the usage of military equipment, including special training about how to operate unmanned aerial vehicles.
U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin said there is evidence that North Korean troops are in Russia, and it remained to be seen what they would be doing there. Just a day before, Newsweek Media made a report that Pyongyang has sent fighter pilots to Russia to potentially support the ongoing war in Ukraine. North Korean pilots may have been deployed to Vladivostok last month to operate Russian military aircraft, says Newsweek. Meanwhile, South Korea is considering sending military personnel and intelligence officers to Ukraine. This was reported citing Yonhap news agency sources. If deployed, the team could monitor the tactics and combat capabilities of North Korean special forces dispatched in support of Russia, and assist with interrogations of captured North Koreans. During a briefing, the Deputy National Security Advisor stated that Seoul will gradually take countermeasures in line with the level of military cooperation between Moscow and Pyongyang.
The government is calling for the immediate withdrawal of the North Korean troops. And if the current military collusion between North Korea and Russia continues, we will not tolerate, but act firmly with the international community.
On October 22nd, a video circulated on the internet where, according to its author, it shows the arrival of DPRK personnel at a Russian military base. The footage suggests the location to be the military unit of the 127th Motorized Rifle Division in the village of Sergeyevka in Russia's Primorsky region, reported the Astro Telegram channel. To follow the latest news from Ukraine, subscribe to our YouTube channel. South Korea is going to provide more information on the DPRK issue to NATO. This was reported by the Secretary General of the Alliance, Mark Rutte. He stated that for now, he cannot confirm the presence of North Korean soldiers in Russia, but experts from Seoul will arrive next week to share more data.
And then we will see whether North Korea is indeed or not supporting Russia's illegal war in Ukraine. If that would be the case, if they would be sending troops to Ukraine, that would mark a significant escalation. That would really be important, a significant escalation.
Reports on North Korean aid to Russia in the war against Ukraine shows Moscow's weakness. This was mentioned by the Finnish president, Alexander Stubb, in an interview with Reuters in Berlin. However, he warned of a potential escalation of the situation.
Well, I think we're just seeing how desperate Russia is. I mean, pose the question to anyone in the world, would you like to have North Korean soldiers fighting on your side? And the answer is probably no. So we're seeing an act of desperation from Russia, and its allies are not too many around this world. It relies on Iranian weapons, it relies on North Korean soldiers. How much worse can it get?
The BRICS Leaders Summit started in the Russian city of Kazan on October 22nd. Among those who decided to attend the event is United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres. Earlier, the Ukrainian Foreign Ministry stated that such a visit does not contribute to the cause of peace and harms the reputation of the UN. Meanwhile, the deputy spokesperson for the UN Secretary General, Farhan Haq, reported that Guterres' trip to the BRICS summit is standard practice, and his position on the Russian war against Ukraine remains unchanged. According to Putin's advisor, more than 30 countries will take part in this event. In particular, Chinese leader Xi Jinping, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and South African President Cyril Ramaphosa also arrived in Kazan. According to the BBC, one of Putin's aims of the summit is to showcase that attempts to isolate Russia have failed. Also, Moscow is seeking to break the dominance of the US dollar by creating an alternative trade mechanism for countries of the bloc. BRIC, later BRICS, was founded 15 years ago by Brazil, Russia, India, and China, with South Africa joining later. For now, the members consist of 9 countries, with Iran, Egypt, Ethiopia, and the United Arab Emirates also opting to join. Russian officials have advised international attendees of the BRICS summit to carry cash while traveling to the country. The event's official website stated that foreign MasterCard and Visa cards will not function in Russia, as these payment networks have been barred from operations due to sanctions. While Union Pay cards can be used, they come with restrictions. As an alternative, officials recommend that attendees bring dollars or euros, which can be readily exchanged for rubles at most banks. Additionally, participants are encouraged to sign up for a domestic Mir Bank card. Ukrainian UAVs struck 4 Russian enterprises, reported the head of the Center for Countering Disinformation, Andriy Kovalenko. Among them were 2 distilleries in Tula region and 1 in Tambov region. An industrial enterprise in the Voronezh region was also hit. According to Kovalenko, Russians do not only use these distilleries to produce alcohol, but also fuel and explosives as part of their war machine, making them legitimate military targets. Russian soldiers executed 2 Ukrainian prisoners of war near Selydove in Donetsk Region. The Donetsk Regional Prosecutor's Office reported of this war crime on October 21st, releasing a photo of what appears to be 2 unarmed Ukrainian soldiers lying in a field, with Russian soldiers pinning them down with 1 foot and aiming rifles at them. According to preliminary reports, the summary execution occurred during a Russian assault on October 18th when 2 Ukrainian fighters were taken prisoner. The European Parliament voted in favor of a €35 billion loan to Ukraine, which is a key component of the broader G7 financial assistance plan. This loan, part of EU's macro-financial assistance framework, will be funded through the future revenues generated from frozen Russian assets. It is intended to provide Ukraine with financial support until the end of 2025, helping to strengthen its energy sector and defense capabilities.
And with this vote, we are sending a very strong message that we are using profits from Russian frozen assets for Ukraine, and Russia as an aggressor must and will pay for its destruction. Slava Ukraini.
Unique footage of an Unmanned Systems Forces operation was revealed by the General Staff of the Armed Forces. The video shows the defenders preparing to strike military targets deep in Russia's territory. The boards they use can fly a long distance to destroy Russian command posts, ammunition depots, and other military facilities.
Today we will hit the territory of Russia, because let's just say we can always play this game together. Whether they are afraid or not, the fact that we are causing them real damage, real economic damage, is 100%.
According to servicemen, pilots have to be skilled to launch these UAVs. Despite the difficult missions, these well-trained defenders persevere with their work.
When we launch some of our boards, I always write on them that it is for some of our cities that they have destroyed and desecrated. I write for Kharkiv, for Dnipro, for Poltava, and I always draw a heart and say that we are just sending you this with love, so that they can enjoy our love.
That's it for today. We are United 24 Media. Thank you for being with us, and see you on Friday.